Welcome back to the first South African case law channel. The place where law becomes fun, interesting and above all, simplified. A powerful shout out to all returning subscribers. We highly appreciate your love and support. If this is your first encounter, please click the subscription and the notification button. Not only will that help you to find our latest creations, but it will also help other law enthusiasts to find us. Today we are looking into the case of Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association of South Africa, in re. ex-party President of the Republic of South Africa 2000. This case stems from administrative law, the law which regulates the relationship between the government and ordinary people. It regulates the way in which public officials exercise their public functions, and allows people to challenge the manner in which administrators take decisions and actions. This case deals with important issues about the role of the courts in controlling public power. It raises the question whether a court has the power to review and set aside a decision by the President of South Africa to bring an Act of Parliament into force. The matter started when the Transvaal High Court was requested to review and set aside the President's decision to bring the South African Medicines and Medical Devices Regulatory Authority Act 1998 into operation. The Act sought to control the flow of medicines on the market, through classifying medicines into specific categories. In order to be effective, the Act required a comprehensive regulatory infrastructure, including the determination of schedules regulating the manufacture, sale and possession of substances controlled by the Act. The applicants, the President and others, alleged that, through an error made in good faith, the Act had been brought into operation before the necessary regulatory infrastructure had been put in place, and as a consequence the entire regulatory structure had been rendered unworkable. The matter was referred to the Constitutional Court by the High Court, for confirmation of its order declaring the decision of the President to bring the Act into force, null and void. Two issues had to be decided by the court. The first was whether the High Court's order to set aside the President's decision was a finding of constitutional invalidity that required confirmation by the Constitutional Court. And if so, the second issue was whether the President's decision to bring the Act into force was constitutionally valid or not. The Constitutional Court confirmed the order of the Transvaal High Court, but gave reasons that are different from those of the High Court. Two issues had to be decided by the court. In commenting on whether the High Court's order was a finding of constitutional invalidity, the court emphasized that the control of public power by the courts through judicial review is, and always has been, a constitutional matter. This is so irrespective of whether the principles are set out in a written constitution or contained in the common law. The court therefore held that the High Court's order was subject to confirmation. In answering whether the High Court had the power to review and set aside the President's decision, the court held that the power was not administrative action, as contemplated in the Administrative Justice Clause in the Bill of Rights. Therefore, it did not fall within the controls of public power set out in that clause. Rather, it was a power of a special nature. The character is neither legislative nor administrative. Nevertheless, it is more closely linked to the legislative than the administrative function. However, it further stated that the exercise of such a power is not beyond the reach of judicial review, because the exercise of all power must conform with the Constitution, and, in particular, the requirements of the rule of law. The court held that this includes the requirement that a decision, viewed objectively, must be rationally related to the purpose for which the power was given. It further stated that, even if the President acts in good faith, his decision may be invalid if it does not meet this objective requirement. On the facts submitted, the court held that the decision to bring the Act into force on the 30th of April 1999, before the necessary schedules were in place, though through no fault of the President, was objectively irrational. The effect of the Constitutional Court's decision in this case was that, the 1965 legislation that governed the control of medicinal substances and that was to be replaced by the 1998 Act, remains in force, until such time as the President determines a date for bringing the new Act into force. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up. We hope you found this informative. but mostly we hope you managed to hear the legal questions and answers. Take care. We are forever your law buddy, until the jury do us apart.